Konnichiwa and welcome to ESG Japan Daily. I'm Julia. Today's story takes us inside the Japanese housing market, specifically condominiums, and how developers are responding to the challenge of decarbonization. A new survey by Resil Kamodaleted, which interviewed over 300 employees at condominium development firms, reveals a range of responses. On the one hand, there is growing commitment to low-carbon building practices. On the other, significant challenges remain, mainly around cost and regulatory compliance. Let's look at the numbers. About 34% of all companies said they are actively engaged in decarbonization. But when you break it down, larger developers are leading the way. More than half of companies building over 1,500 units per year are engaged, compared to just 20% among smaller developers. The most common initiative? ZEHM, or Net Zero Energy Housing for Condominiums. Over 60% of active developers are standardizing or close to standardizing ZEHM specifications. Larger developers are also more likely to consider Scope 3 emissions, those tied to the properties after they're sold. Over 40% of the largest firms are discussing Scope 3 measures, versus less than 10% among smaller ones. But there are major hurdles. Nearly half of all respondents cited difficulties in pursuing decarbonization. The top three challenges were cost increases from meeting ZEHM standards, cost increases from installing solar panels, and the growing workload of keeping up with legal and local ordinance changes. Among developers who are already implementing these measures, over 80% said cost was their biggest concern. Now, according to the survey results, customer response to decarbonized condominiums is generally positive. About 36% of developers reported good feedback, 3 times higher than those reporting negative feedback. Buyers value the eco-friendly features, see it as a status marker, and welcome subsidies and preferential housing loans that come with green homes. Negative reactions were mainly concentrated in snowy regions, where solar panels are less practical, and among those concerned about higher upfront and maintenance costs. So, what does this indicate? The survey highlights a dual landscape. Japan's larger condominium developers are making notable progress, especially with ZEHM standardization. But the industry as a whole is weighed down by cost pressures and compliance complexity. At the same time, there is a clear demand signal from consumers. People want environmentally conscious homes, and they're ready to reward developers who can deliver them affordably. Here's something to consider. If you were running a development company, would you invest aggressively in ZEHM standardization despite the higher costs? Would you lean on subsidies and green loan schemes to bridge the gap? Or would you hold back until the economics improve? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your reasoning. Thanks for watching ESG Japan Daily. Subscribe for more in-depth ESG stories from Japan, where market demand, regulation, and innovation meet. See you tomorrow.